Welcome, everyone. We are live with Ananya and Abhimanyu, and we are going to be talking to them about their triathlon journey. They are fun-loving, happy, and active teenagers. They are both plant-based triathletes. Pita. They swim, bike, and run 6 days a week. They have changed the statistics in a few ways. They are at par with any other adults or kids their age who eat a non-plant-based diet. Good to have you guys here. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself, your everyday life, and a bit about you going back to school right now?
I'm Ananya, and I'm 15. I'm going to be 16 in a couple days. I'm a junior in high school, and I have been doing triathlon since I was 8, maybe even earlier than that. And triathlon has just been such a huge part of my life. It's made me the person that I am today, and I really appreciate it. And I hope to do it in the future, like through college, or one day hopefully do Ironmans, some sort of long distance endurance. That would be my goal.
That's awesome. Since you're 8. Abhimanyu,
Yeah.
how about you? Because we've always seen...
I've been doing it since I was also 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I started in Utah actually when we moved.
I started. We lived in New Jersey previously, and my mom and dad had started doing races. They started getting more active and getting into sports, and I'd seen that my mom had started doing these triathlons, and I was interested by them. So I was like, "Mom, sign me up for one." And I did a small little race. I remember the first race that I did, I actually had fallen off the bike, but I still kept going, and yeah, I still remember that. Yeah.
What among the 3 activities do you like the most? Swimming, cycling, or running?
Personally, for me, I used to actually like swimming a lot more. And I think that was because in the past I was better at swimming. But what I did during COVID, since I couldn't swim, is I just ran. I just kept on running. And I think that really started like making me like running more than swimming. So right now it's running.
Yeah, for me it kind of shifts between, I've never been a huge runner. I've always liked, I grew up swimming more, and so it's always been a battle between swimming and biking, I think, for me. Yeah.
Okay. Fun, that's great. So you guys have been at home, the COVID situation has kept us all at home, and you said, you have trails closer by. To our viewers, Ananya and Abhimanyu live in Salt Lake City, Utah, which is a beautiful, beautiful place. They have mountains all around and access to trails, just outside of their door, right?
Yeah. It's I believe we're blessed to live in Utah because it's such an amazing place for different trails or outdoor activities, and the triathlon community in Utah is just so big, and it's nice to be a place where there's other people like you, other people in the sport, so you can relate to them. So yeah, I really enjoy Utah. Yeah.
So does that inspire you more when you see a lot more people around you every day, cycling, running, swimming? So does that keep you motivated?
It really gives you motivation to be better and look up to them and see that if other people can do it, you can do it too.
Yeah.
So how is it now going back to school? I hear Abhimanyu is in a hybrid model where he goes to school a few days and he takes online classes, and you and Ananya are mainly taking online classes. So,
yeah.
Are you jealous of Abhimanyu going to school and meeting his friends, or?
A little bit. Abhi's actually been hanging out with my friends. So no, but online school I just think was a little safer, especially now because teenagers are kind of gross. So so I don't know if the spread of the virus might be more, everyone is more susceptible to it at school, especially. So I just wanted to be safe, make sure my grandmother was safe, so that I just stay home.
That is, I think, one of the most important aspects of young adults and teenagers not really understanding that there are older people at home they bring it to, and they're the ones who are going to suffer. So I'm really glad to see both of you with your head on your shoulders, and absolutely great. And I think that really comes from the kind of exposure you both have through sports, right?
Yes, it definitely has. Triathlon is just it's made us the people we are today, and I think it's really exposed us to different things such as like leadership, teamwork, everything. Like there's so many morals you can learn through sports, and I think it's really important for people to participate in them so that they can grow as a person.
Yeah, I agree.
Totally. Let me ask you this, who are you inspired by, to play sports? I know you mentioned your parents, you saw your mom participate in triathlons, and, your father does too, and who themselves are triathletes. Beyond that, what inspires you to play sports?
What inspires me to play sports is also to be better, because what I've learned from the past in triathlon is it really helps me like focus and become a better person. So I think that's one thing that really inspires me. Another thing that inspires me is also my grandmother, because like running at like 75, that's crazy. Like I could never like imagine doing that. But that's one thing that really inspires me.
Yeah.
That's lovely. That's great. Quick question. Being teenagers, you generally go out, hang out with friends, play football, basketball or something, playing hoop, every once in a while is something that you just do, right? When you're growing up. So why triathlons are not taking up football or, baseball or basketball professionally?
Yeah, so I think triathlon really drew me in because it was something that not a lot of people were doing, and it was something pretty new when I started, especially for like children, for kids. And triathlon has 3 different sports in one sport, and I was already good at each of those sports, and just putting them together really motivated me to try at triathlon and to like push myself as much as I could. And another thing I love about triathlon is you never know what to expect. The situations are always different. There could be a shark in the water, or there could be a crash on your bike in front of you and you have to like swerve around it. It's like there's so many different situations and outcomes that it really makes you think about stuff. So it's really stimulating for me, and I think that's why I really, really enjoy it. So
that's great. I mean, so basically, yeah, what you have to handle by yourself really excites you, and that kind of teaches you to grow a little bit more and take care of yourself. That's great. I mean, you guys are really rocking out there. Yeah. I mean, in terms of what compels you to put in the hard work. I mean, waking up at 5 o'clock is not going to be easy as a teenager. Why would you probably train for 2 hours, 3 hours a day when you can just go out, hang out with your friends, right? So what compels you to kind of put in the hard work for a triathlon?
I think it's honestly balanced. Like if you're balanced with everything that you do, it makes it much easier to do it. For example, like for me, waking up early is not easy. What I do, I just do it and I think about if it helped me later or not, and I just do it. And that's what.
Yeah. I think
that's simple, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, if only, as adults, we thought about that. Most of us get lazy because we had a long day or a long night, or raising kids, or working late or partying late or something like that. The many excuses even adults come up with, and for you to put in those simple words, I look at the benefit that I get after, and I wake up, and I think we will have to make a code out of that and put it on our walls. Definitely, it's going to benefit most of us. Lovely. Nice, guys. I'm learning so much right now from you guys. And in terms of, so you're going to spend long hours, you're going to think about on a weekend, especially when your mom and dad are taking you out to train or taking you out to race, and you think about all the hours you're going to lose, hanging out with your friends or something. Have you lost or gained friendships?
So triathlon is, especially in Utah, like I said, it's a huge community. So as soon as we joined the racing space here, I met so many new people, and there was a lot of people with like minds as mine, and it was a really great opportunity to make friends that were also really passionate about something that I was passionate about. And the other friends that, for example, like I've made at school or I've made at places where triathlon was not like in the question, they've been really supportive about it. They've thought it's really cool. And my friends are always willing to work around schedules and figure out a time where we can all be together. And I think I really appreciate that that sort of like opportunity that came with triathlon, was that I was able to just like meet a lot of new people. And
and we get a good community with that.
So I think I've gained more than I've lost.
Yeah, that's wonderful, because sometimes it so happens as teenagers, you're if you don't show up, they think you are either snobbish, or you're thinking too much of yourself, or so those things play out in a lot of friendships, and especially in our own minds, whether we perceive them or if it's real or not. So I want to kind of understand from your perspective, while you're on this journey to triathlons and Ironman, one of these days. How it's affecting your general life, and how you're dealing with it. And it's great to know you have a very, very supportive community of friends through the sports community and in your school and everywhere. How do you teachers react to this? Are they very supportive in case you have to go out somewhere?
Who?
The teachers.
Oh, my teachers.
Yeah.
Our trainings are never usually during like school time. Like they're never, like, our coaches wouldn't hold any training sessions in like the school day. But I've had to miss school a few times for traveling to races or and that sort of thing. So they've definitely been supportive. They've allowed me to take my homework, to do my classwork online, or to take some books and learn instead. So I'm really happy I get like teachers that are really understanding of all different sorts of sports. Even the soccer girls, the basketball players, everyone's sports lives are also very welcome in school. So.
And I feel like for Ananya and me, we balance school and triathlon really well, because both are like very important to us. So I think we have to show our teachers that we care about school, and we're not just missing school because we want to miss school. But I think the important thing is to show that you care to your teacher.
Yeah, and the balance that we know that is much needed. Great. And we talked about earlier. We talked a little bit about your healthy lifestyle and all those things. And if you wanted to kind of talk about a little bit more, in your the sports in general, your healthy habits, how do they relate? Has it helped you develop healthier habits in terms of food, in terms of discipline, and all this stuff? Can you tell us a little bit more? Abhimanyu, you want to talk about it?
So I think really with health, since we're vegan, I think that really gives us a lot of energy to do like every day-to-day stuff. And also I think fueling is a really important thing. So if you just like your nutrition, for example.
Yeah, and triathlon is, especially nutrition and diet and discipline, everything is very important in triathlon, because you always have to be ready and you have to be up to par, because the three sports are extremely tiring, have to do one after the other after the other. So you have to have a lot of energy, you have to be fueled correctly, you have to be hydrated, everything. So I think all of that correlates quite a lot when it comes to racing and when it comes to training.
Yeah.
Fantastic. You guys are vegan. How was it? In terms of, was it because you love animals that you went vegan? You're vegan, or is it because you're vegan that you understand a little bit more about the animals, and I hear you volunteer at animal shelters and do all that. So can you give us a little bit more insight into that?
I think at the start, our mom turned us vegan when we were 4. And at the start, we didn't know really why, but we just went along with it because she didn't buy it, basically. And I think later she taught us why we were doing it and the reasons. And I think that really gives us a connection to help animals and help them, like, for what they have to deal with. And, like, we want to make a difference and help them in any way we can. And I feel like also the health aspect comes into that. and the environment, and all of that comes together and really fuels us to be vegan.
Wow. Can you tell me a little bit about your volunteering, life? Abhimanyu, you volunteer to teach, right? So can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I volunteer as a tutor for underprivileged kids, for kids who can't afford like what my sister and me, what we had the chance to for like math or science. So I volunteer and help kids with that. And I also have a nonprofit where we hold science camps that interest kids on like the world of science.
Ananya, what do you do?
I also am part of a group called She Tech, and it's a women in tech sort of movement. It's to get girls motivated to be a part of STEM and to go into careers involving STEM. So that's really I'm really passionate about that. To get girls motivated to become part of the movement that drives the future, and we also volunteer at animal sanctuaries so that we can connect with the animals, connect with the environment. And what else do we do? We do
a nonprofit that you're part of?
What else? I feel like there's more. Oh yes, yeah. We also have our social justice campaign where we provide social issue awareness. Yes.
You're quite active, you're not just triathletes, you're not just training, you're doing all these things, and you're studying, you're making sure you're, responsible kids. How does it all balance out for you guys? Is it because, sports helps you with all these things, or is it the other way around?
I feel like triathlon, what I've learned from it is it really helps me like calm myself and get away from like school or whatever. When I'm going on a bike ride, for example, I can clear my mind and be really focused in doing it. And it also it helps me with focus, because I really have a problem with that. In like school, I'm not good at focusing, but I think triathlon really helps like balance that.
Yeah. Definitely think triathlon has made us develop like certain things that we wouldn't have developed if we were not athletes. It's made us more aware. It's made us more disciplined. It's made us more just in general like better people, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Wow. So what do you recommend, for your, in terms of generation, I would say teenagers and young adults who are probably not playing anything, not playing any sport, not active at all. What would you tell them? How has your triathlon journey shaped, who you are today? So now it's almost like 8 years since you both have been doing it.
Yeah.
I think it's important to just start small and build off of that. And you don't have to train for like 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day. You should start off by taking a walk or doing something small like that. It just really helps with like your overall mental health. It helps.
Yeah. Sports can be a way that it's almost sort of like a meditation. It's just a way to get your mind off of things and to work on becoming the best version of yourself. And I think people that want to start, becoming an athlete, I think it's a really good like goal to have. Just be some sort of active, because in the future as well, when you get older, it will definitely help you lead a more healthy lifestyle, a longer life, and I think it's really useful.
Yeah, I truly believe, especially when you're active so much at this age, it really helps you stay active through your, adult years and even your sunset years. You enjoy the sport a little bit more. We have a couple of questions that have come through. Somebody wanted to know that they have started running a year ago and cycling 3 months ago. And my longest running was 22K and cycling to 201K, and about swimming still 0. Require your guidance.
So swimming is definitely a harder one to acquire, but if you put in the hard work, go to swim lessons, learn the technique, and then build off of that with distance and speed, I think you can definitely learn how to swim quite well.
Yeah, and you can be at any level and be a triathlete. You just have to like put in the work, maybe to swim, like maybe for a couple months, and then you'll be set.
Yeah.
Have you guys done open water?
Yes, most of our races are actually open water swimming, and open water swimming is a little different from pool swimming because pool swimming's kind of, you have set lanes and you only go up and down, flip turns, all that stuff. But with open water swimming, there's usually buoys where you have to maneuver around. There's fish in the water. It's like there's seaweed like grabbing at your legs, and everyone leaves at the same time in open water swimming at the same time. We all get off the start at the same time. It's definitely more competitive. We're all like hitting each other in the water. It's a lot of fun, but it's scary.
So when the first time you guys went into open water swimming, how was it? How was your experience? And
definitely, I think the first time is a little scary because it's cold and you're not usually used to that when you get in from a pool, right? And also there's like fish and there's seaweed is one big thing. You just have to like almost like breathe in and breathe out and just like just know that you're not gonna die. Like,
well,
you know how to swim, so you're not gonna die.
Yeah,
that's what you need to remember.
Yeah.
So what do you do before a race to keep yourself calm? Like you know what you're gonna face. You know what's coming. And so what do you do to keep yourself calm before the race?
So anxiety is a huge thing in any sport, I think. Like I used to have really horrendous race anxiety. I used to have panic attacks about racing, of everything. And recently I've started loving racing again, and I've started appreciating it more. And I think it's partly to do with my pre-race regimen. I make sure that I get like 9 to 10 hours of sleep the day before. I make sure that I eat very clean at least 3 days in advance, just to make sure my stomach, like my gut health is good. Right before the race, I like to listen to music that gets me like pumped up and ready to go. I also like to meditate the night before and go through the scenarios in my head, make sure I'm all set. I think that's the best thing you can do, just to go through everything that you can think of in your head so that you're prepared, just in case something happens, like if your shoe falls off or if you crash, you have to really think about how you're going to get over that. So I think
Great tips, guys. It's been such a pleasure talking to you, all to the two of you. Amazing, even as adults, athletes find so many of the things that you find that you two are doing to kind of keep yourself calm, practice, train, don't overdo anything, and remember what to do, what not to do, all the challenges you're going to face. Somebody crashes, how you're going to get yourself over that. And amazing, what I'm saying is, you're calm, you're collected, and the answers I'm getting from you guys is, though we are 16, we are trained as if we are mature enough to handle all the things that come to us. It's just amazing. And we have one more question from somebody here. Are there any incidents that demotivated you, but you just stuck it along? How did you overcome?
Yeah, I'm really good at crashing. So yeah, that is one thing that really demotivates me for biking is crashing. But what I do is I think focusing on like the small things that I look at why I crashed. Like what are the reasons I crashed? And I think those are my handling skills. So I think the main goal is to like look at like what's causing the incident and what's causing the problem, and you just build off that and work on it and just work on that. Yeah.
Wow, one more cool answer to a great question. Awesome, guys. What would you tell parents of kids who want to be athletes, and especially a lot of the times it is deemed as a waste of your time if you're not spending most of your time on books in general, right?
Yeah.
So what would you tell those parents? Tell me in terms of what you gained, because of what your parents encouraged you to do, because they themselves are triathletes. So tell us from your perspective, how their kids can gain something from what you're doing.
Yeah, so doing sports of any kind, whether it's basketball, football, triathlon, running, swimming, any of those sports really help your mental health more than anything. I think it it keeps you away from a lot of stuff like drama, and because we don't have time. So it's definitely something that is, I believe every kid should at least do some sort of active thing. Not only does it keep you nice and strong and healthy, but it also keeps your mind healthy. It keeps it's a good thing to get into. When people say like, oh, like a child like doing sports is gonna put their school down or whatever, I personally believe that's false. For me, triathlons actually helped me in school. It's helped me become more focused. It's helped me sleep better because I'm, after long training days, I'm like, oh, I gotta go to sleep. And yeah, it's helped me really focus on in school. So I think sports are just an amazing thing for kids to get into.
Yeah, it can like really help you in school, and I think that's one thing that I realized in a lot of parents is they see that their kids may not do as well in school if they do good in sports, and I don't think that's the reason like at all.
Yeah, I don't think that's true. It's definitely.
We have one more question. I'm 37. Do you think it's an age to start preparing for a triathlon?
Yeah, of course.
You can start at any age. Triathlon's such a versatile sport. There's like in triathlon, there's like 100-year-olds racing on the bikes, swimming, and I think it's good to start just living an active lifestyle like any point in life. I think it's better to start now or never. So
yes.
Well, there is somebody else who says never too old or never too young.
Our father.
Yeah, there he is. It's great to see that you have such really awesome, supportive parents, who take you guys along and who give you all the tools you need to make sure, you're challenging yourself. And that is a very, very important aspect of growth and going up, right? Yeah. And right now I feel ashamed, I need to get my act together and get better at swimming if I want to, be anywhere close to what you guys are doing. I can run, I can cycle, and I crash a lot, Abhimanyu, by the way. So I constantly crash. There is not a bone in my body, I think, that I've not broken. Cast here, cast there, everywhere, all over the place. But that really gets you back on. I think, all those times that when we fall and fail, is when we really get back stronger.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, don't you? I'm really glad, that I don't feel so old right now. You guys, I'm gonna make sure this summer, whenever that's gonna happen, the summer is already gone. When the summer comes along again, we're able to get to the swimming pools, which most of us have missed this year.
Yeah.
Get back and swim a little bit more than the running and cycling we're doing right now. Great, awesome guys. Though I have known you guys for a while, even these things about you I have not known, and it's been a pleasure, extremely well. And I know you have a great grandmother who inspires you, and I know her as well. And Globe Racers has had the pleasure of knowing her and having had a great association with her. We hope that one day we will host you guys for any of the things that we do.
We would love that.
Yeah, we have one more question before we leave. So somebody says, so proud of you both for sharing your insights and for being triathletes. Vandana Venkataram, that is sending you guys wishes. And I'm sure that a lot of people are watching out there wishing you well and thanking you for all the time and all the insights and great composure, guys. I'm totally taken by that. Absolutely taken by that. Thank you so much. And
thank you. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. All right. Any last quick thing that you want to tell our viewers before we go?
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay.
It was a pleasure being here.
Yeah,
thank
it was
you.
really good.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'll see you guys again.
I'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.